An Oklahoma City Thunder trade is imminent and is 24 hours away from happening. There's going to be one in the next 24 hours, and it's because they are pursuing a top 10 pick in the NBA draft. Yes, I know they just won the NBA championship. Yes, the parade just happened. I was there. It was fantastic. It was an amazing time. It was like I cried a ton. It was fantastic. Finally, we got to see it happen. Almost touched the Larry O'Brien trophy. That was absurd. It was a surreal feeling. But the Thunder have to make a trade. That's something a lot of people are kind of forgetting about right now. They have to make a trade. They have no roster spots available for next season, but yet they have 2 first-round draft picks. They have to decide to do something with it, and it looks as though they know their decision, as it's rumored they're trying to trade into the top 10. By doing that, you have to get rid of a player, and we'll talk about that in another video after this happens, maybe even tomorrow before the draft, but I'm just getting it out there. They're trying to trade up into the top 10 right now. They're trying to get a lottery pick and only have 1 pick this year and take on someone that has a project like, look, let's see if he pans out alongside next Nikola Topic and see what happens. And that is going to make them even better somehow, because there are some young, talented guys in this NBA draft that would fit perfectly with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm going to break down my 3 favorite prospects the Thunder could draft if they do trade up, where, falling in their range, and who are the more likely ones to happen there. Before we get into all that, though, quick moment recognize we're at 3,500 subscribers now. That is insane to think about. In just over a year, winning the NBA Finals now, covering this team, we have reached this kind of subscriber count now. Absolutely surreal feeling. All right. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed already. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 10K. Yes. Ambitious goal for me. Let's hit 10,000 subs before the start of next season. All right. That out of the way. Let's go ahead, get into talking about it. And you guys may be wondering, what's the report? All right. You've talked about them potentially trading up a little bit just in the lottery, but top 10, who are they going to try to trade for? What is going on, Bryson? What do you mean? How do you know this? Well, I don't know how much you guys want to trust it. All right, Sleeper Thunder, but this is also a direct source from Draft Express as well that he's quote tweeting here. I keep hearing rumblings that the Thunder are trying to move up in the draft. They have 15, 24, 44. They could package all 3 of those picks, look to move up 4 or 5 slots. Who would you want OKC to trade up for? Now, originally I was thinking okay, maybe they could trade up to the Wizards pick. Now with this CJ McCollum, Jordan Poole trade, I don't think so, as now I think they're banking on the fact that Ace Bailey's going to fall all the way to 6 at them, and they can draft him since Bailey wants to be the 1 or 2 guy in a rebuilding team on the East Coast. So that's probably what we're going to be seeing happen. I don't think the Wizards are going to trade that pick anymore. Something else that's been rumored, though, is the Thunder trading for the Raptors' 9th overall pick. That gives them a bunch of leeway, guys that will fall there. And with how stacked it is, there's going to be good centers and forwards that will fall to that pick. There are a ton of them. So I'm about to break down my top 3 guys. First on my list, all right? I don't think this is a no-brainer whatsoever. This isn't a list of 1, 2, 3 ranking. These are just the top 3, no particular order, all right, that I think the Thunder should be looking at based off of fit, size, and if they have already come over for a pre-draft workout. Number 1, Derek Queen. All right, this is the first guy that we're all thinking of. 6'10", 246-pound center / forward, from Maryland. Okay, he played at Maryland as well. Freshman, he's 19 years old, super young. He averaged 16.5 points and 9 rebounds and 2 assists on 52% shooting in the college season last year. Absolutely great numbers. Absolutely. And right now, even if the Thunder don't trade, they stay at 15, this is who they're projected to take. He's been sliding a ton, especially now that the Suns have the 10th overall pick. That's where his range starts, pick number 10. All right. And he keeps on sliding down for some reason. Originally, he was a top 10 pick. Some even had him in the top 6. He keeps on falling. Now he's out of the lottery at 15 is what he's projected to go at. Thunder might be trying to trade up to secure him. And we can take a look at his postseason stats as well. In round 1 against GCU, a solid program, but not, particularly great. He had 12 points, 4 of 8 from the free throw line, 4 of 9 from the field. But he did have 15 rebounds, attacking the boards hard there. Next game against Colorado State, who was a very good program, 17 points, 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 3 from deep, mind you. Okay, 6 rebounds, an assist, and 2 blocks. And then in the last game against Florida, he had a fantastic game. Not the greatest efficiency, 47% from the field, 25% from 3, but 8 of 17, 10 of 10 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals, 27 points there in 34 minutes of action. That entire postseason, he was playing around 33 minutes a game, averaged 18.7 points, along with 8.7 rebounds and 1.3 blocks, shooting 50% from the field in the NCAA tournament. So like I said, great player right there, all right? Next guy we're going to go ahead and look at, we've talked about him a ton over here on the channel. He's my personal favorite prospect in the entire draft. I think he's going to finish as a top 3 player in this draft. Noah Isingwe. Here are some of his stats right here, all right? Here are some of them. He, in his first year, he only played 7 games, 6 minutes a game, not really playing much, 2.7. But this past season, in 18 games played, he's averaging 24 minutes a game, not a ton, but he's getting 12 points right there. And he's shooting 56% from the field, 30% from 3, 29.4, 30, somewhere around in that range. It's not like he's taking a ton of threes either, just 2 threes a game, so that could be a little bit of a skewed number. He's just extremely raw. He's still 18 years old, and he's projected to go number 9 right now to Toronto if they keep the pick. He also averaged 5.3 rebounds a game, 1.1 assists, 1.4 steals. So defensively, there's potential. He's a lengthy forward. He has some size on him. This is just a project pick when you look at it. This is what it is. This is a project pick for the Thunder. All right, this is what it would be. You look at his per 36 minutes, and that's what stands out to you about him. Per 36, he'd be averaging 18 points a game in this past season for ratio farm over in the Euro Cup. Good numbers. These are good numbers from the kid, okay? Overall, good numbers. He would have averaged 8 rebounds a game, along with 1.7 assists, 2.1 steals, and almost a block a game, and only turning it over 1.5 times per 36 minutes. Absolutely absurd. This kid is extremely raw. He has a ton of potential. If the Thunder can cultivate him for a season, pair him next to Nikola Topic, who is also a fast guard, work with him, that little 1-2 punch off the bench, when you also have Aaron Wiggins and then Cason Wallace and Alex Caruso coming off the bench, it's going to be solid. And he also brings good size. I believe he's 6'9" as well. So, like I said, a lot of potential. And right now, like I said, he's projected to go number 9 to Toronto, and that's the pick the Thunder are rumored to be trading for. So it'd be interesting to look at. True shooting percentage of 61.1. Thunder love their true shooting percentage numbers and splits. So like I said, he'd be a stretch 4. He'd be a good pickup. I think he is the perfect fit for the Thunder. When you look at Thunder players, he fits the mold right there. All right. The last guy, and he just had a workout for OKC as well, not too long ago, Igor Demon. All right. I'm going to call him Demon because he is a demon on the court. He's a guard, all right? He's not a forward or center like these other guys we looked at, but he did just have this visit. I think that's a sign that the Thunder are potentially trading up in the draft. They're expecting to, and the deal might be in place. Sam Presti might just be waiting till after the parade, so all the guys can enjoy the moment. But he averaged almost 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 5.5 assists on 41% shooting from the field. Freshman, once again, young. You see the common theme here of all these guys that I'm suggesting here. They're all young. They're all young, 19 years old, 18 years old. That's what the Oklahoma State Thunder are trying to go for. They want young guys to keep building around. And by the time we lose someone like, let's say, Isaiah Hartenstein, let's go with the fact that we draft Derek Queen. Okay, after a year of developing under Hartenstein leaves. Derek Queen's able to fit in that, fill in that role that Hartenstein left for us. So it's one of those things, just project passion picks. All right. Also, we can go and take a look at his, NCAA March Madness numbers as well. He averaged 13.7 points per game in the tournament, along with 5.7 assists and 4.7 rebounds and a steal a game. Not the greatest defensive player in the world. He has some, improvement to make for sure, but he's not bad. All right. In round 1 against VCU, VCU is always a solid program. 6-11 from the field, 3-7 from deep. That's what stood out to me right there, is that 3-point number. Yes, he had a rough one in the tournament, 1 of 8 from deep there. But don't let that fool you. He is a good 3-point shooter, as you can see from that first game against VCU. 42.9% from the field, 15 points there. Next game, 11 points. And the next game, 15 points, 7 assists, 2 steals as well. It's just one of those things where I don't think he's like, if I would have a ranking list of all these guys I suggested, Igor would be my last guy, number 3. I would rather go Derek Queen or Noah Isingwe first. Get you some size, get you some length, some project picks, both raw guys with a ton of potential. Derek Queen, you're filling a role, a hole that you're going to have soon in the center position once Isaiah Hartenstein leaves. He's going to easily step into that on a cheap contract. Guy who's projected to go top 6 overall, somehow sliding all the way to 15. That'd be a great pickup. Kind of the same deal as Nikola Topic. Noah Isingwe also brings you size. He's not a center. He's a stretch 4, but you can play small ball and put him at the stretch 5 and just go 5 out and a bunch of, swarming defense as well. It's just, like I said, The Thunder are going to make a trade. Don't let this fool you. Don't let the celebration fool you. All right. Enjoy your time with it. I'm just letting you all know the Thunder have to make a trade, and it's going to come sooner rather than later. All right. That's all I got for this video. Let me know who you guys want the Thunder to draft if they do trade up to that Toronto pick at number 9, and I'll see you guys in the next one.